Hi, I'm Cheryl Brown. I'm from the University of Cape Town. My colleague and I, Cheryl Hodgkinson-Williams, teach a course in advanced research design. The course is a hybrid model, which means that students come to Cape Town for a block of 6 days, and they're required to do some tasks online before the course and then work on their individual proposals after the face-to-face time has finished. This year we decided to use a new metaphor for thinking about research design, mainly because we found it's a really hard subject to teach. The students have to write their first research proposal, and although many have done postgraduate research before, the whole thing of trying to understand the field of educational technology and how they're going to bring that into their practice is really quite hard for them. So we used the metaphor of a research puzzle. And we found that really useful because it was both a systematic way of working through the process of research design, but because as a puzzle the pieces are all interconnected, it helped students see what the relationship between, say, their research questions and their framework was, or how they moved from the beginning, from establishing a problem to deciding what it was they needed to do to address the problem. We used our course management system, Vula, which is based on Sakai, to set up a sort of framework for the course. But students sort of worked between the online framework, which was a place in which all the materials were held, and their individual and group tasks. So it was sort of a blend between face-to-face group work and online work. And I think it worked really well this year. I think one of the things that showed us how well it worked was the fact that this metaphor of the puzzle was something students took with them throughout the development of the proposal. So at the first sort of piece of assessment they have to do is actually just do a one-page overview of what their research proposal is. And they used the puzzle to sort of structure that. And then when they had to give each other peer assessment, a lot of them found the puzzle really useful in evaluating how somebody else's proposal, which had now made its way into a sort of a 12-page Word document, how that had actually worked. So as a framework of getting them both to be reflective about what they were doing and to think very systematically about research design, it worked really well. In terms of the metaphor, students are often very concerned with doing things the right way. So what they do is, instead of sort of trying to think through the actual issue, they try and worry about how to do it right. How many words does it have to be? What must I put in my theoretical? What's a theory? What's a framework? And this kept making them stop worrying about what at that stage was minutiae and actually think about the overall concept. And it enabled us every day when we were in the block session to bring students back to, so what is the problem? How does it relate to your research questions in a very consistent manner? And I think now, although the students are still to hand in their final proposal, I think they found it incredibly useful. I mean, they were very excited when they heard we'd won the award, because they felt that they were part of an innovation that was happening. And one of our students, in fact, was going back to teach his third-year computer science students basic research skills, and he took the metaphor of the puzzle back to his classroom and used that as a way of explaining to them. And he said they found that just very useful. So I think what's really interesting is it's something really simple. It wasn't it wasn't the sort of normal textbook way of approaching it, but just as a way of bringing things together and using that as our organizing framework in our learning management system and in our face-to-face time meant there was just really nice cohesion between the resources the students were reading and what it is that we were asking them to do practically for their assessment. And in the process of doing this, we were lucky enough to get a small grant from our university's Teaching with Technology grants to make the course into an open educational resource. It's something we're still working with, but that enabled us to get a student to work with us both on the structure and developing the resources, which does take a lot of time because you really have to think through everything you do, from your PowerPoints to your lecture notes and all that sort of thing, and really make sure that you can do it properly. So we're very excited about that because it should be coming out in the next couple of weeks, and we sort of feel that our sort of way of thinking about this has been useful to our students, and so we hope if we can put it out there, it might be useful to other students and perhaps other teachers.